Today is Wednesday, November 29, 2023. I received a word from the Lord at approximately 11:29 this morning, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to encourage all of you, as I always do, that you are to test every spirit. Don't take my word for it. Take this back to the Lord in prayer, in your own personal prayer time, as you're meditating on his holy word, and he will speak to you there. He will either confirm or deny what was said today. But my job is just to deliver the message, and I also have some confirmations for you at the end. This is what the Lord said. To my church, my bride, my remnant, my faithful followers, you are entering a time when your intercession will be desperately needed. Lawlessness is going to break out on an unprecedented level. People will show no respect for authority. They will do as they please. Violent outbursts in public places will become the norm. People will be viciously attacked at random on the streets, in the subways, restaurants, and supermarkets. This will become common. They will lack patience and erupt at the slightest inconvenience. They will be apathetic, unfazed, unmoved, desensitized completely to the suffering around them. Madness will become the norm. Among all ages, people will act out aggressively because of unrelenting mental torment. There will be an influx of aggressive drivers, road rage, speeding, complete disregard of traffic signals, stop signs, yielding, merging safely as spirits of death and suicide manifest while they are driving. Laws will be put in place that encourage and support pedophilia. Parents will be outraged, but all their protesting will not stop it from happening. Public displays of nudity and vulgarity will become common as people rebel against being told what they can and can't do. Sexual harassment will become so common that onlookers and those passing by will just shrug it off instead of coming to that woman's defense. Hearts will be murderous, filled with rage and hate. Traffic disputes will turn deadly. People will be easily agitated, and violence in the land will increase greatly. Fights will break out in malls, shopping centers, grocery stores. Their ability to think rationally will greatly decrease. People will be unpredictable, calm one minute and the next flying into a rage. Pray fervently, without ceasing, for their hearts to turn to me and live. Pray for their hearts to be softened. Pray for me to break their hard-hearted rebellion. Pray for them to come to a knowledge of the truth. Pray for minds to be unblinded. Pray for mercy to enter their hearts. Pray for their deliverance. Pray for them to be delivered from their hatefulness. Pray for blind eyes to see and deaf ears to hear. Pray for seared consciences to be revived and awakened. Pray for repentant hearts. Pray against their pride. Pray against their stiff-necked rebellion. Pray for divine order to be brought to disorder. Pray for justice against lawlessness. Pray for my will to be done on earth as it is in heaven. Pray for your hearts to remain tender and responsive as the rest of the world is becoming more and more ruthless and cold. Pray for compassion to replace their apathy. Pray for hearts of stone to be replaced with hearts of flesh. Pray for them to come out of darkness into my marvelous light. Pray for the veil over their hearts to be taken away. Pray against the Antichrist spirit and the spirit of rebellion. And most of all, pray for the children who are growing up in this generation. Pray for their minds to be guarded from all the evil things they see. Pray that the evil that is running rampant in the land will not enter their hearts. Pray for children with unbelieving parents. Pray for their salvation. Pray for their protection. Pray for them to be filled with the spirit of truth. Pray for them to find their way back to me. Pray for me to draw them, to cover them under the shelter of my wings and remove any misconceptions they have about who I am. Pray for godly fellowship and influences in their lives. Pray for peace on earth and for my love to abound all the more as the terrible day approaches. This was the first confirmation. The Lord took me to Jeremiah chapter 32, verses 22 to 23. And you gave them this land, which you swore to their fathers to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. And they entered and took possession of it. But they did not obey your voice or walk in your law. They did nothing at all you commanded them to do. Therefore, you have made all this disaster come upon them. The next confirmation was Isaiah chapter 26, verses 20 to 21. Come, my people, enter your chambers and shut your doors behind you. Hide yourselves for a little while until the fury has passed by. For behold, the Lord is coming out from his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity, and the earth will disclose the blood shed on it, and no more cover its slain. Revelation chapter 3, verses 4 to 6. Yet you still have a few names in Sardis, people who have not soiled their garments, and they will walk with me in white, for they are worthy. The one who conquers will be clothed thus in white garments, and I will never blot his name out of the book of life. I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verses 15 to 22. See that no one repays anyone evil for evil, but always seek to do good to one another and to everyone. Rejoice always and pray without ceasing. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. Do not quench the Spirit. Do not despise prophecies, but test everything and hold fast what is good. Abstain from every form of evil. The next one was Deuteronomy chapter 28, verses 28 to 29. The Lord will strike you with madness and blindness and confusion of mind, and you shall grope at noonday as the blind grope in darkness, and you shall not prosper in your ways, and you shall be only oppressed and robbed continually, and there shall be no one to help you. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 18. They are darkened in their understanding, alienated from the life of God because of their ignorance that is in them due to their hardness of heart. They have become callous and have given themselves up to sensuality, greedy to practice every kind of impurity. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 27. And give no opportunity to the devil. Ephesians chapter 2, forgive me, I did not write down the verse. And you were dead in the trespasses and sins in which you once walked, following the course of this world, following the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that is now at work in the sons of disobedience, among whom we all once lived in the passions of our flesh, carrying out the desires of the body and the mind, and were by nature children of wrath. Colossians chapter 3, verse 5. Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you: sexual immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, and covetousness, which is idolatry. On account of these, the wrath of God is coming. In these you too once walked when you were living in them, but now you must put them all away: anger, wrath, malice, slander, and obscene talk from your mouth. Colossians chapter 3, verse 12. Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another. And if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you, so you also must forgive. And above all these, this is verse 14, and above all these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. This is what the Lord said when I finished that